Now, federal law prohibits demonstrating at the homes of Supreme Court or other federal judges, especially if you're trying to influence a decision before the court. And that law is being blatantly violated almost every night as leftist lunatics march up and down the street where Justice Brett Kavanaugh and his family lives, including his children. Same for the street and house where Justice Amy Coney Barrett lives. And in her case, the protesters show up not only at her home where her young children live, but at the schools where her children attend, even the church where her family goes. It is an absolute violation of federal law. Pro-abortion terrorists, and that's what they are, terrorists, they publish the address and the photos of the homes of conservative justices. Now, that's not just bad manners. It's dangerous, and it's stark, raving crazy. It already has resulted in one young man traveling from California to the home of Justice Kavanaugh, loaded with a gun, a knife, zip ties, and pepper spray with the intent to kill Justice Kavanaugh. And the only reason that he didn't is because he must have realized that he had mental health problems, and he called the police to tell him what he planned to do. Frankly, he's not nearly as mentally ill as are the goons who think it's okay to go to the homes of public officials and intimidate them and influence their decisions. Now, I would suggest that these people are the real insurrectionists trying to overturn the rule of law. In numerous American cities, pro-life pregnancy crisis centers are vandalized, even firebombed. Now, these are facilities that provide real medical care to pregnant women. They don't kill their unborn babies. And also, they provide diapers, formula, clothes, and counseling to young women and to new mothers. But do you think that Nancy Pelosi and Liz Cheney are going to be holding so-called hearings to get to the bottom of these illegal protests? And these haven't been limited to a 4-hour riot at a public facility, which truly was wrong, as I've said repeatedly on this program and in every venue I can. No, these terroristic actions are taking place for hours every night, and they have been for weeks. But Nancy and Liz, they don't care. President Biden has yet to say a word condemning these dangerous actions. And Attorney General Merrick Garland hasn't demanded the arrest of these people, or has he insisted that they move their protests to a public place and leave a peaceful residential neighborhood alone, where not only the members of the court are being harassed, but so are the neighbors. So, do you know what's worse than not enforcing the law? I mean, recently a George Soros-funded prosecutor in San Francisco, of all places, got recalled by even liberal citizens who were fed up with his failing to stop illegal activities and who just let violent criminals back out on the street. And he failed to prosecute people for criminal actions, including dangerous and violent acts. There was another George Soros-backed prosecutor in Los Angeles. He's probably going to be recalled for the exact same reason. But as I said, there is something worse than not enforcing the law. Hear me very carefully. Worse than not enforcing the law is only enforcing the law on your political enemies. Because not enforcing the law, it'll lead to anarchy and chaos. But only enforcing the law on the political opponents of those in power, that's what leads to totalitarianism and dictatorship. Look, I'm not trying to be melodramatic. I just want you to understand how serious it is to use the levers of government power to grind down the voices and the votes of the citizens who don't fall in lockstep with the people in power. Folks, it's not just an abuse of power. It's treason to a free country that is supposed to protect freedom of thought, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, and freedom of association. And when I see those at the highest perches of government vigorously prosecuted to the full extent of the law on one side of the political debate, but look away and look at the other way for those who are in power or close to those in power, I know then we're very close to the end of our great republic. Let's be real. If your son gets prosecuted for a drug crime, but Hunter Biden is photographed using illegal drugs and doesn't even get so much as a fine, you better know the system isn't working the same for your son as it is for the son of the president. And when it becomes tolerated and in fact becomes expected and normal, then my friend, it's only a matter of time before the curtain falls on freedom. And we will live under the tyranny of the self-appointed privileged.